So before we get started, guys, if you cannot hit any of your submissions, at least hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's get started, guys. So we're playing reverse de la Riva because that's usually the basic entry point for the fall sweep. Now, if you have no idea what the reverse de la Riva is, check out our video on the reverse de la Riva. I'll put a link or a pop-up here in the thing. So I'm trying to retain my guard here. I'm trying to enter now for sweeps, and in this case, to enter the legs. So the basics of the fall sweep is going to be my far side leg is going to reap all the way over and insert behind his leg a flex behind his hamstring. Now, if you don't have the flexibility, you're going underneath the kneecap, you get stuck here a little bit, you're going to get past. So I can manage the distance properly. We're going to show that in a bit. And also, as the leg goes, my far side hand also goes behind the kneecap. If there's no space here, you're the one controlling the space. So I can pull, lift, and make some space. My leg reaps over, and then we get into the first detail. So I reap over, and I flex my foot behind his hamstring. Now the first, I wouldn't say mistake, but the first thing I see a lot of people doing here is closing the gable grip. Now the gable grip is a strong grip to keep control of the knee, but Ufuk can still put his knee to the mat here. You see the space that's left? So what I prefer to do, and it's also what I've seen the high level guys do, is control the bicep and catch the knee here. So if he now wants to put the knee on the mat, it's stuck. So try out both. You can even put a lot of pressure with the gable grip here, but you see the space between my elbow and the mat, that's gonna be where his knee slides in. So I wanna be here. Now I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna kick Ufuk forward with this foot as I keep his knee to my chest, invert underneath, push up from my toes, and Ufuk will usually, as he feels he's getting swept forward, base his hands. So we'll go underneath, kick him forward, base his hands. Now from here, this foot just became light. I can catch the heel, or in this case, I just keep on walking, pushing, as I get behind the leg, it's a bit hard now, slow motion, and my knee goes behind his knee, and I flip him to the side. I hope we're not gonna hit a wall here, but we'll slowly turn back to the side. I'll keep control of the knee line, because now this keeps his heel exposed. So we enter this 411 here. I like to go foot on foot, or you can triangle your legs, but I like to say foot on foot to keep the knee bent. If he tries to hide his heel and turn that way, I keep this grip. As I back elbow, expose the heel, turn. We're gonna scoot a little bit that way, please. As I turn, catch the heel, bridge in, and start finishing for the inside heel hook. I can do a lot of stuff there to finish, to control the 411 or whatever, go into any positions or finish, but I usually just immediately go for the inside heel hook or get on top or whatever. Another detail we have to cover here, guys, is as we're in the reverse de la Riva, I see a lot of people putting this second foot, basing it on the hip. Now, it's good to manage distance. So look, if Ufuk pressures in, I can keep some distance. I rarely or actually never play this because of the risk of him attacking this foot. There's an easy estima lock here, boom, with his back chest, or you can go into a corkscrew toe hold, yeah, and bridge in. So there's a lot of things I have to be at least aware of if you want to play it like this. What I prefer to do is reinforce my de la Riva hook. I either just keep it here or reinforce my de la Riva hook underneath. So if he starts leaning in, I can always lift him up. Now usually you see him coming forward. So he leans in, I lift him up, go forward. And I usually start attacking with backside entries like Kiss of the Dragon or with backside 50-50 heel hooks. If that happens. So that's the reason why I prefer putting the foot, reinforcing the reverse de la Riva hook instead of pushing on the hip. So just be aware of the estima lock and the corkscrew toe hold. Let's do the entry just one more time. So reverse de la Riva, catch and control. The hand and the leg go simultaneously. You can start off here. You can start off with this grip. You can start off here, even go to mantis, whatever. As I enter, my hand goes. I don't go for the gable grip. I keep the knee covered. I flex the foot. I bridge him forward as I push off my toes, roll underneath. 1, 2, 3, and I keep kicking and pushing as we turn over. Now here I can try and swim for the heel. What I like to do is I go with the back elbow. So now turn your heel, you see it's covered. Go with my grip, like reverse gable grip. Turn my knees, lift in, and once again, hit a wall. So this is the basic entry that most people start off with from the reverse de la Riva. Now we're just gonna do few more. So another one that I like to do is going from a single leg. Now, mind you, small disclaimer, when I have a single leg, I'd rather go for the takedown and end up on top. But sometimes, fuck it, you just gotta go for leg lock. So let's be a bit here. So with the single leg, we actually have 50% of the takedown set, of the entry set, because we have the arm in and we have our legs here. I'll just do the same thing. As I push, I fall back, sit down, and reap over. And we're back in the same position, you see? So try to do it very slowly. We're stuck again. toes on the mat, kick him forward as I go underneath, trap, maybe catch the second foot this time, go into double trouble, yeah, and control the position from there. So that's the single leg entry. And the final one I want to cover is what I really like to use. We did this on my first instructional on BJ Fanatics, the leg locks unlocked, is when my opponent really squats down. My usual flow is I go like for a shin to shin, which once again has his arm in. And as I try to elevate my opponent into single leg X, he pummels to the inside. So he pummels with his shin to the inside. Yeah, inside, thank you. Then I go into the reverse Al-Hifa, and he really sits down to knee cut pass. So now it's very heavy. Yeah, keep the knee on my chest. Yes, I'm very strong. Now, it's hard for me to enter for the false sweep. So instead, I'm gonna catch this heel. I hope you can show it on camera. Catch the heel as I lift, kick, and instead of throwing him over, we're now gonna go backwards this way. And we catch, once again, either that one, or the far side trap, or get on top. So I thought these were some nice basic entries into the false sweep and getting the concepts. Try to look for the foot on hip details, the gable grip, and how you can improve that. One of my favorite personal entries is going to be using the K-guard standing, and then as my opponent walks by, I go into the false sweep. But I would recommend to check out the match with Craig Jones and Marigali in ADCC, where Craig not only did that, but also Marigali countered. And then there's a video, I think, somewhere on YouTube, where Craig explains what happened. So I'd highly recommend that, and keep this short. Thank you guys for watching. See you next video. Oes.